Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, to yet another AFR broadcast. This time we're bringing you the 2010 series from Suzuka in Japan. As usual, I am Kunai Zero, and with me tonight is Psycho.
Good evening.
Alright, so we shouldn't be too far off from kicking tonight's race. We've just got to wait for some of the drivers to finalise some settings. Then we should be able to get the lobby started, but we'll do a little bit of housekeeping just before. Firstly, as for last week, we did not have a stream because Twitch decided to have an aneurysm, and we unfortunately were one of those affected, so we couldn't get the stream up. So I'm really sorry if you guys missed out on that. Hopefully we'll be able to not have that happen moving forward. Yeah, nothing we can do there. Good evening, Zudix. Thank you for viewing us. And also, thanks to everyone who's followed the channel, commented, chatted, all that stuff. It helps us immensely. Also, if you've gone over to our YouTube for any of the highlights and whatnot, if you can like, subscribe, do all the general stuff, it helps us greatly. And for those of you who have subscribed to the Twitch, again, massive shout out to you guys. You know, it may only be low numbers, but every little bit counts, and we're very appreciative. Let's talk about tonight's race. So, last week was a mess. I'm not even going to go into it. I was asleep because I was too tired. But I've heard all the stories, and apparently last week was an absolute mess.
That was it's probably better that you were asleep.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully we'll have better racing for you. Luckily, obviously the racing we didn't broadcast it, so you could save yourselves of the trauma. Yeah, Zudix, thank you. Yeah, so we do have a new Twitter page. We are trying to keep up with the kids. So we have a Twitter page now. So if you could go to that and follow it and whatnot, that would be great. Again, just trying to expand our reach, produce better content for you guys, and every little bit helps. Yeah, so with Suzuka, good track, great track. Very, 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 very good track. So I expect some really good racing here, especially in the 2010 series. I'm stuttering because I'm so tired. I really should have had a coffee. But yeah, it should be a really interesting race. Let's have a look here. I've been told it is dry. It'll be a dry race, so nothing too, hopefully too crazy in terms of the weather. Let's switch over.
It's definitely one of my favourite tracks, and it's definitely one of those tracks that is better dry than wet. Trying to do the S's in the wet is just a nightmare.
Yeah, so yes. They are very tight section of corners. But the big issue with Suzuka is that freaking bump as you come over the last curve.
Final corner.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah,
we've just been there since like every F1 game or something.
I'm going to make a commentator's curse prediction. That curb is going to kill someone, at least one person in this race.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it for a second. All right. So...
Didn't even make it to the curb. Did not even make it to the curb.
God. All right. So I don't know who that was. I'm going to assume... No, I'm not going to assume because it doesn't. The positions don't change when it's formation. But anyway, someone's already dead. Actually, it was Smitty. Good to know. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, guys out for a formation lap. Just a bit of a recap. If you aren't aware of how the 2010 series works, there are two races. The first race is a random grid. The second race is reverse results order. There's no real rhyme or reason to how it's done. There are three cars that our drivers can pick from. There is the McLaren, the McLaren Mercedes, I should say, the Ferrari, and the Red Bull. There seems to be a bit of favoritism towards the Red Bull, but it is what it is. And of course, there's only 2 compounds. Actually, are there inters? Yes, there are. There are inters and wets. Yeah, that's right. There's dry, inters, wets. So 3 compounds to pick from. There is no, obviously, C1 to C5. It's just dry for the older cars. No DRS to contend with. There is only wets and dry. All right, thanks, Revo. Yeah, so there's no DRS to contend with. These cars are not equipped. There is no ERS. So it all comes down to the amount of horsepower you have underneath your right foot and how well you can manage the toe. The toe is quite strong, especially here at Suzuka with the main straight and, of course, the back stretch, which leads into the infamous 130R, which used to be a dangerous corner, but as time's progressed, that's flat out now, so it's not really a big deal.
The downfalls made that corner boring.
Well, I mean, you still hit it pretty flat out. Yeah, well, you hit it flat out, but there's no real risk anymore. So it's safe for the drivers, though, so that's good, I guess. All right, so 16 drivers on the grid now as we hear those engines warm up. So we've just got to wait for those 5 lights to count down, and we will be able to get this started. All right, there we go. 5 lights gone. Everyone's taken off. Newell gets a little bit of spin on the start there. That's going to allow Combine to make an early jump. Major Payne slots himself into second. Oh, there's already contact with Newell. Oh, and he gets hit by another one of the Mercedes. Everyone trying to avoid him. Oh, massive hit, and a virtual safety car has been triggered as T-Mac will pick up a 5-second penalty from race control with that collision. Now, I don't know if there was anywhere he could go, so it might be something that can be contested, but as of now, he will take that 5-second penalty. Massive spin there for Newell. Let's see if we can maybe catch that.
I think he got smacked about 3 or 4 times in that first corner.
All right, well, here you go. So they take off. Obviously, not a great start for him. Gets overtaken by a couple of cars. Decides to try and go up on the outside. Gets touched. Oh, sorry, he touches. Sorry. Gets spun around, and then T-Mac hits him. Oh, and the Ferrari nicks him as well. And, yeah, so not great. Not a great start, but there's still 13 laps to go. So we'll see how that goes. Now, VSC has been turned off, so the racing can continue. Major Payne in the lead, Combined close behind. Oof, even rhymed that. Go me. There we go. So coming down there, the back stretch into 130R, you can see full speed, no lift, as Nut makes an overtake on, Yeet. As I don't have his nickname, so Yeet it is. As Matoid drops a couple of places. Looks like Matoid had an off there coming into the Casio Triangle. Oh, God, Jacob Meister and Newell both in the pit. So early damage for those two.
I don't think Newell had any wing left. There's no real choice.
So Combined behind the leader there. 0.5 the gap. Seb with a 1.5 gap behind him, so there's a little bit of breathing room there. Can't quite see the interval times for the rest. Hopefully they'll reset on the next go round. As Yeet gets a 5-second penalty there for a collision with Matzoid, which might have actually been what happened back at the Triangle, and that's race control catching up. Oh, Sector 1, Sector 2 yellow flag. Looks like someone's had an off at the Degner.
Seb up into second place. He's changed his name to the colour blue, I see. Thanks, Mikhail, for the update.
Yeah, he has at a different location, so has a different account on Steam. That's why he's got that new account, but obviously to you guys at home, you can clearly see that it's Seb, because I'm a genius. And I rename everything. So on board with Ali now, who's trying to catch up to Combine in the Ferrari. Hopefully, as everyone crosses, we'll get our fixed times. Major Payne sets a fast slap, 1:32.1. There we go. Now you can see those interval times coming up. Everyone seems to be flirting around that 1 second mark. Nut 2.4, so that's a pretty decent gap as Lotus pulls into the pits. Jump back to the middle of the grid there with Apollo, who's looks like there's a little McLaren train happening. So Nut, Potsy, and Apollo behind, as well as Big Al. Oh, Potsy with some severe lag. Ooh, Jesus. Alright. Hopefully it doesn't affect anyone's race too badly. And Big Al behind in the Red Bull using the improved downforce. He'll look to go up on the inside. As he now sits on the outside, has to back off, avoids contact, but ends up on the in the gravel, and that's allowed T-Mac to get pole up. Not for long. T-Mac goes a little bit wide, and Big Al makes the position again, so he's now 10th. As Apollo skirts away. It was a good move, but unfortunately got locked out there as they came through the second Degner corner, and was pushed out. As Potsy now looks to overtake his fellow McLaren driver. Oh, okay.
That lag is scary.
It is very scary, but let's see what he can do. Potsy now looking for an opportunity. It's going to be a bit brave if he tries to go up on the inside, realises it's probably not the best idea, slots back in. Now he'll try and can he get the braking zone into the triangle? Lock up there on the rear, but he's made it work into 7th. Nut falls back, and Apollo now ever closer. So I'm sure he'll be able to, or look anyway, to make a move. Nut decides to try and overtake again. They're going side by side into first corner. Nut makes a move well. Potsy slots behind. So Nut will retake. Oh, we've got a virtual safety car again. And it looks like
Meister crashed out.
Jacob Meister. There you can see the dot there in Sector 2. And that is his race done. Lap 4 of 13. And everyone's now forced to run underneath the Delta time. Okay, so we have our first casualty. It's an interesting place to crash. It's out of the hairpin. That's actually 200R. That part
I'm
of
sure
the track.
there's a story there.
This is why we need, like, flashback buttons.
That would be cool.
They exist. So I just... Come on, man. Codemasters, I'm begging you. F1 2020. Have better broadcast cameras.
I don't know if you were watching Potsy there, but he actually teleported. That was quite impressive.
Okay. No, currently on board with the Red Bulls of Band and Ali, who are fighting neck and neck for this. You can see rear wheel to front. Ali realises he's been beat, so slots back in behind. Now it comes down a braking zone. Who's got the bigger brakes? Ali goes to fit. He'll have the inside line for the second part of the triangle. Makes it work into 4th. And if he's not careful, Smitty's looking for an opportunity as well. He looks to overtake Band down the line, but not quite, having to slide back into the toe. Oh, he brakes out early. Look at that, almost flat. You brake in when you hit that left side ripple strip. Potsy DCing. His internet betrays him yet again.
Really unfortunate.
We go Jacob in the chat. It's the weirdest part to lose the car at. Spun at the hairpin, lit up the rears, spun out on the next turn. Yeah, traction loss is not a pretty thing. So that is unfortunate. Funnily enough, 200R being the widest corner in the track. But anyway, stuff happens. Hopefully you'll have better luck in the next race. Oh, Smitty! Almost doing the same. Just putting on a little example as to what can happen when you come out of the hairpin. Let's jump back to 11th position where Big Al is encroaching on the back of Apollo here. He is the closest on track, only 3/10 away right now as they hit that back stretch. A perfect place to try and get this toe. This Red Bull will have an added advantage. However, the McLaren is faster on those straight lines. Look at that. Absolutely pinging the red line to come into the triangle. Hard on the brakes. Want to make sure you don't lock up, but you do have to stop. Big Al just narrowly missing the back of that McLaren. That's going to cost him some time as he has to refocus. As we start lap 6 of 13. So judging by these interval times here, they're pretty close. Lotus there in 12th, 25 seconds behind. Speak at the Devil gets a 3-second time penalty as I mention it.
As you say his name.
And Yeet there. I love how Yeet is trademarked. That's brilliant. So he's down to 15th there, 25 seconds behind Matoid, of who has just set the fastest lap, 1:31.104. Jump up a couple of positions through the pack into 8th now, as we have Potsy, who's trying to retake the position from Nut. Nut, of course, was overtaken before, but wasn't too happy with the outcome. Decided to take that back. And now Potsy's trying to chase. Oh, but Nut had a really bad entry into coming through the spoon curve. And that's going to allow Potsy to take the toe. Now he's going to take the inside line. But the question is, can he make it work before 130R? No. He'll have to fall back in line. Seb sets the fastest time, 1:30.8. Oh, there's contact there with the front wheel. Didn't quite make the room. Didn't have to be fair. Nut did have the inside line. And another setback for Potsy. Luckily, he's got another 6 laps to make an attempt.
It's a pretty close battle so far.
Yeah, it's pretty decent racing. We had that, fairly massive incident at the start, but luckily nothing too major. Then, of course, Jacob Meister crashing out 200R. That's our one and only DNF so far. Yeah, probably. But as of yet, these times are close. As you can see, Potsy, will he try and make a move again? Look, Suzuka's not conducive to overtakes where he is. The Degner corners are fairly tight as you move up through the second one up into the hairpin. So you want to be really careful. But at the same time, have a look at T-Mac in the F10. He's looking at these two battling, thinking, I might be able to get a piece of this. And was pretty much side by side with Potsy through that hairpin. But the Ferrari does lose out a bit on the straights. So it'll be up to a mistake in order to make this work. Now you can see the blue flags waving on the side of the track. That's because they're coming up to, I believe that'd be Yeet. Trademark. Yeet TM. Oh, Yeet's in a really bad spot here. Oh, he's not moving. As for T-Mac. Channeling his inner Seb. Blue flag! Come on, blue flag!
Not very patient there by T-Mac, but that's what we'd expect from him.
Oh, you've got to love the sound of those engines harking back to the 2010 era.
It is a good sound. Matt Zoid looking to make a move on Newell. It's the second last corner.
It is very, very close. Let's have a look here.
We had some contact on Newell's back wheel. Luckily, no damage.
He also seemed to dip that tyre into the grass. It's going to cost him some time. Was down to the 1/10, now blown out to 5.
Potsy nearly made a move on Nut again. That was very, very close.
And as he's done so, I've noticed that T-Mac's now encroached. And have a look at Apollo. He's managed to catch up. So there's now 4 cars in a train as they make their way, and they're closing down the end of this race. T-Mac, pretty much the odd one out. Silver all around, with a single prancing horse in between. Lotus, 3-second time penalty in the back. Let's jump up a little bit as Bandcamp is trying to make an overtake on his teammate. Doesn't quite get it done. Keeping an eye on Potsy there, who might just... Yes, he jumps out on Nut there. Let's see if Bandcamp can make the move here on Ali. Coming in a first corner. He's carrying a lot more speed, but he does get blocked off, so it's not going to work that well. We'll jump back as Nut retakes the position. It's just a big game of leapfrog for these guys as they go side by side. In the first corner, Potsy does seem to lock him out. Nut going off the track a little bit, but keeps the traction. So Potsy will win that one, lap 9 of 13.
Fantastic driving by both of them.
As Big out pulls into the pits. Get some fresh tyres. Oh, look how close these guys are. Apollo made the jump on T-Mac as well. So now it's the 3 McLarens. And the Ferrari close behind. We'll see if he can regain. A little bit of fumbling there with the wheel. Got a sector 1 yellow flag. There's someone off the track. Down. And it looks like it's Lotus just as at the end of the snake. Oh, wow. And throughout that entire escapade, Potsy's managed to put a 1.4 second gap on that.
And Ali's just retaken Bandcamp.
Have a look at Smitty now in 5th. Bandcamp's trying to chase down his teammate. Smitty's like, I don't have time for you. Oh, but he gets pushed out there on the inside. Bandcamp getting a little bit loose with the rear end. So does Smitty as they come out of first corner. Very well done to catch that car. That was so incredibly close. Ooh, nut. 3 second time penalty. So that's going to give Apollo a very easy moment there. As you can see, he's...
Doesn't look like Apollo really cares about the 3 second time penalty. He wants to win this fight on track.
That's pretty much what everyone wants. On track position. And most of them don't even pay attention to penalties either. Oh, Apollo getting very close there. T-Max right up on the back. Smelling the oil coming from the gearbox. As he goes hard, looks to make a tighter turn than Apollo, but he can't quite follow through. So the McLaren will still stay ahead. But he's doing really well to keep that Ferrari there. One wrong move from either of them, and he will make the jump. Speak of the devil. Apollo goes wide. Oh, T-Mac. You can see how hard he's pushing. He's having to fight the wheel. And Apollo's now looking to make a move. Can he go up on the inside? No. You can see it just drops off as soon as you pull out into the heavy air. Oh, he's going to try go on the outside. Nut says no. Oh, but T-Mac cuts a corner. 3 seconds. That's dropped Apollo back to 5/10.
It's going to be hard to catch up. Only 2 laps to go.
2 laps till the end of this first race. Apollo very, very close to his fellow driver. T-Mac awfully close to both. There's Major Payne in the lead there with an 8-second lead. So he's got this in the bag. Bandcamp still 0.5 behind his other driver there, Ali. Oh, Major Payne. 3 second time penalty. Okay, it's not going to really matter, but... Oh, Apollo tries to go up on the inside there. Doesn't work. T-Mac gets a much better entry, but gets blocked off. Might jump up to the Red Bulls now. Band has tried all race to get past. You can see how strong the toe is, but as soon as he pulls into that normal air, it goes away. He's going to try and go on the outside. He'll set himself up well, but no, he deeps too hard. And Ali doesn't want to give up position either. Have a look at this. Smitty's 3 wide coming into the last curve. Ali loses out from everyone as Seb sets the fastest lap. Smitty holding off to the side. They're 3 wide into the first corner. All right, so there's a massive change in position there.
Wow. Very well done by Smitty there. Same with Band.
Let's have another look
Ali
at that.
As well. Good driving.
Look at this. So Ali gets pushed to the outside. Smitty decides he wants a part of it. They go 3 wide past the final corner. And then all the way down, they start playing this weird game of musical chairs. Trying to figure out whose position is whose. Ali gets the short stick. And has to refile back behind. But that's great racing.
That was awesome to watch.
Lap 12 of 13.
While you're in that replay, Apollo Pepsi got... Oh, he just shunted Nut. I'd say he gave the position back. He let Matt recover. Good sportsmanship.
Ooh, hold on a minute. Let's have a look at Seb here, who did set the fastest lap through all this. Ali's lost 2 positions. Is he about to lose a third? Oh, Seb going massive into Casio Triangle. And he makes the move like it was nothing. Ali is still side by side, however, and he's not letting up. Oh, this is what you want to see. Is Ali going to have the inside line into the first corner? No. Seb takes it. Oh, gotta feel so bad for Ali there.
Oh. From 3rd place all the way down to 6th in 2 laps.
It's
But it
gotta
just shows
hurt.
how close this race is, though.
That's exactly right. And I don't see any damage on Ali as well, so it doesn't look like he's suffering from any form of handling issue. It just looks like Seb's driving faster.
Yeah, they're all in the same tyres, everything. It's, yeah, Seb was just faster.
All right, so it is the final lap.
Big Al.
As Big Al DNF's on the final lap.
I
Oh,
think
no.
he might have gotten killed by that bump.
Yeah, I think so. He's crashed there on the last curve. Now here, we're just going to shift up here. It is lap 13. It is the final lap. And what you see, we're on board with Bandcamp as he's looking to take yet another victim. Combine knows that Bandcamp's next to him. They're going into the triangle. Can the Ferrari block him off? Or will he have better traction coming out? No, Combine's done it, I think. There's the bump. Can he get him at the line? No. Oh. The line's too early. I forgot about that. The line is behind. And so he will stay 3rd. Major Payne with the win here for the random grid race at Suzuka. Combined 2nd place, 7.7 seconds behind. Bandcamp, due to penalties on the sorry, not due to penalties, due to the successful block there from the Ferrari. 0.1 behind. Smitty will take 4th. Ali in 5th. Seb, 1.2 seconds. So Seb must have had penalties. And Ali's jumped him there. Fair enough. Potsy in 7th. Apollo Pepsi comes through in 8th. Nut will take 9th position. And T-Mac will take the last of the points down in 10th. Oh, what a race.
That was an amazing race. Very impressive performance by Band there. That's his best result so far in this season.
Yeah, very well done. I think that's one of each car on the podium.
What, really?
Yeah, that's right. Major Payne was driving the McLaren.
Oh, it is.
Combined was driving the Ferrari. Bandcamp driving the Red Bull. There you go. That's good to see. Diversity.
Just shows you how good a track Suzuka really is.
Yes, indeed.
Very well balanced track.
Produced some great racing there. Honestly, 3 wide, both through the last curve, down the straight, and then into first corner.
Oh.
Can't ask for more than that.
No, that was very tight.
Wow. Oh, not too many penalties. Lotus did pick up 11 seconds at the back there. Big Al with 3, but he ended up crashing, so that ends up with a DNF. So 2 DNFs that race. But that'll mean, of course, that they'll start at the front. Does that mean they start at the front? I think that means they start at the front. Pretty sure we still do that. That, of course, means that Major Payne will start at the back of the grid. Okay, so it shouldn't be too long. Just going to wait for everybody to finish up on their end screens, and we'll be able to kick off the reverse grid.
Just looking through the results, it's a pretty even mix between the McLarens and the Red Bulls. And yeah, we got Combined, obviously putting in an amazing drive on that Ferrari. T-Mac being the next Ferrari down in 10th place.
Yeah, so let's have a look here. So we got 1, 2, and then McLaren train there. 2 Red Bulls in the middle. Ferrari in 10th. That is actually a decent mix, considering that's actually a really good mix there.
It is. If you just do that as a solo race, I wouldn't say that any car really has any advantage over the other cars.
That's what we want to see. Very, very good and close racing. Alright, so session ending in a couple of seconds. Okay, so let's just switch over while we wait for them to fix up the second race. Oh, I'm happy with that, though. Absolutely happy with that. More of that, please.
That was excellent to watch. A lot of good battles, close racing. Oh, Bandcamp nearly had him at the end then.
Brucian Agri in the chat. Hello. Sorry if I said your name wrong. I have no idea. But hi. Hi T2. Thank you for watching. I'm Italian. Oh, okay. That's awesome. And you're one of the alive ones. So that's good. You guys having a pretty rough time over there. Actually, that's really bad of me. He said he was Italian, not that he lived in Italy. I just assumed that.
You can't assume these
So
things anymore.
I'm probably wrong. Okay, it's 2020, man. Just, you can't assume.
Exactly.
When you assume, you make an ass out of yourself.
That was such a good race. I was hoping for Smitty to do a bit better though, because he had such a commanding performance at the second race in America.
I mean, he's fourth. He tried. He pushed himself up there.
He did. He got up there.
It's a shame for. It's a real shame for Neil. Really good start, pole in fact, but then couldn't quite get the car off the line. Ended up getting caught in the middle through the first corner, and then all the way down to the bottom.
Just got hammered. I think he got hit about 3 or 4 times.
T-Mac gets
clocked
him on the way through.
Everyone taking a shot at him. Oh.
So that'll put. Let's see. That'll put. So Seb will float. How many drivers did we have? We had 16. So Apollo is the one that floats. He stays 8th. How are you guys feeling for Sunday? Well, I won't be racing. I will be commentating, and it will be interesting because, of course, we are at Monza, the Temple of Speed.
Feel terrible. I am horrible around that track. I have no pace whatsoever, and I'm confident I'll DNF.
Monza is the only track where you remove the rear wing and the front wing, and you flip them upside down, because you actually want lift. You want the car to. You basically want to fly the car around the track. No downforce required. There are corners, but the corners are just to make the race a little bit interesting. Monza's just 2 massive straights.
It's interesting managing DRS around that circuit. Quite a few different ideas and different tactics on how to do it around Monza.
Yeah, it's what makes Monza great. What makes Monza one of the great tracks is you have so much battling opportunity because the cars are so fast. But at the same time, I just love how when they design that track, they go, okay, we want massive straights, massive. But at the end of the first one, put the tightest corners you can. Tightest. Yeah. Absolute tightest. Make that the first corner.
I've recently turned off my assist. The only thing I'm running is the braking line.
Yep.
And that corner is horrible for me. I can't brake there, and then accelerating out of it is just near impossible.
You can just take the excuse my French here, Nico Hülkenberg. You can take his line, which is to just not brake, go straight through the exit road.
That's an option. Send some Corsic flying.
The chicane was installed for a reason. You are whoa! Oh, sorry. Heavy rain. All right. Awesome.
Oh, this is going to make it a lot more
Here
interesting.
we are, 2010 series at Suzuka in the middle of a super typhoon. Let's do it. All right, so thank you, Mikau, for summoning the rain gods. Also, how much does it suck to be that guy right there? No raincoat, no poncho, no umbrella. He's just sort of like, I don't get paid enough for this.
He just looks miserable, doesn't he? Just look at his face. He's never been more unhappy in his life.
He's just vibing. So are the cars. Look at that. They're all got hydraulics set on. They're all bouncing. Yes, Mika, the chicane was installed for a reason. Sort of how the chase, they had to put in that massive corner complex to slow down people because they're just going way too fast.
Everything's fun until health and safety comes along.
I can't wait for someone to be like, oh, okay, yep, no worries. That's actually a fair call. So apparently it's going to be dry at the very end.
Ooh, okay. This is some interesting strategies then.
I don't know if it's going to be... It's only 13 laps. I can't imagine it's going to be too crazy. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Now, of course, reverse grid race. 2 results. So Jacob Meister crashing out first. He'll start first. Big Al, second. Yeet, trademark, third. Lotus fourth. Newell
Gotta
fifth.
set the trademark.
Even better, wet to dry. Yeah, that's right. That's the best, because basically what that means is it's like you need to put all of your focus, and then the question is, when do I pull the trigger to dry tires? So wet to dry is so good because that's heavy rain. God damn.
That's a very wet track. I
That's
see
a very wet track.
someone's already heading off. They're waiting on the starting line.
Yeah. If you should pull the trigger. Exactly. So that's what I like about the dynamics. I'm not a big fan of racing in them, but they do add dynamics.
Lotus just had a massive spin.
Yeah, we've got a sector 2 yellow flag there, in through 200R. Lotus doing his best Jacob impression. Because if it dries at the end, say last 2 laps, why pit at all? Well, yeah, that's right. I do look at the rain!
Going on! Look how many guys we have standing on the line waiting. We've had a lot of
Look at
instances
the rain!
As someone offered spoon as well.
I don't think I've ever seen that much rain in this game.
I think you're right in calling this a typhoon.
It is a typhoon. That's what happened this year too. Sorry, last year. Yeah, damn right. That is quotable. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. Just me yelling and then underneath in quotes, look at the rain.
I want the line where Kuno wants his pants blown off. I want that on a t-shirt, completely out of context.
That's what we should do. An AFR line, a brand line of clothing, just out of context quotes. Do you make up the time? Yeah, look, it's a good point. I think the wet tyres are, 4 seconds slower than the dry? So, yeah. Then you got to take into account tyre wear, 13 laps. Yeah, you're probably right. You probably just stay out, don't you?
This is going to be a hectic start because so many of these guys will have freezing cold tyres.
Well, let's have a look. So there were a ton of races stuck on that start line. And looks like we're having a bit of an issue. So much water, the lights don't work. Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Are we taking off? No. No, that's cool. All the drivers, they're really, really hot. They just want to soak up more water, cool themselves down before we take off. That's cool. What are temperature? What are tyre temps? All right. It looks like we might have to restart this race. I don't see. It's either that or I've died.
No, you haven't died. There's definitely something funky going on.
Oh, no. Okay, so we did have a disconnect issue. Seb should be able to join. But now the lights are going on. Now we're ready to take off. Newell has left the session as well. Could this be a restart? Doesn't look like it. Everyone's taken off. Newell makes it up into third. It seems pretty clean so far. Is it going to be cleaner than the dry race of number 1? Couple of cars off, but no massive damage.
Wow. Clean.
Oh, no, I see a wing. I saw an end plate. There's a sector 1 yellow flag. Nut has come together with Lotus. They're both at the back. Oh, one of the Ferraris gets overtaken as well. Oh, he goes in inside. He spins. Yeet, trademark, does exactly what his name suggests. And gets a 5-second penalty for his troubles. And it's a virtual safety car. You don't get that, Miko. You get half points because it's VSC. It's not SC. We don't do things by halves here.
I don't know if Seb's rejoined yet or not, but if he hasn't, then his ghost has just made up a position.
Fine, whatever. Yeah, right. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. 3 wide as we end the VSC. What is a queue? All the drivers ask. So we are on board with T-Mac, who has Apollo on his left. No, Apollo shoots off. Smitty's having some troubles here. The Ferrari decides to go up on the left as well. Oh, Smitty's having real troubles here. So we got another yellow flag. Ali's been pushed back. And Major Payne as well.
Oh, no.
As T-Mac makes the overtake. Oh, sideways though. Smitty off there. Bandcamp's looking to try and get past. How can you see? How can you see? There is a track there, ladies and gentlemen, I promise. Just try and focus in the middle, and you might be able to see it. As Bandcamp has to back off as they move through 130R. Oh, T-Mac's in the wall!
Oh,
that's a massive accident!
He's gone.
That is a massive accident! Let's see if we can catch that. So there's T-Mac with the overtake. And a safety car has come out for that. A full safety car. But technically lap 2 had started, so you still don't get that, Mika. Alright, so you can see. Here comes Ben. T-Mac goes out there, misses 130R, bang! Straight into the wall. And that's his race over. That's heavy. Just like the rain.
Oh, poor
As
Miguel.
everyone comes into the pits. Lotus, what are you doing? Lotus! Those are dry tires!
He did not do that on purpose. There's no way.
Lotus!
No, dude. Oh.
Oh, man. Okay.
Do it again next lap.
Well, I'm just going to watch him. I don't care about any other battle. I care about Lotus realizing the mistake of what he's done.
I feel like he might have been following Jeff's advice there.
Here we go. Look at this. He's just like, well, 9,000 RPM is pretty good. Look at the water puddle up, and oh. Ali's on wets and he can't even, like, Lotus is doing his best right now. Oh, look at the amount of turn. He's like, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. There's the safety car there, waiting for everyone to get past. So Lotus will definitely have to come in and pit, right?
There's no way you can't.
There's no way he doesn't.
He's got to come in and fix that mistake. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He was... Oh, yeah,
no! There it is! Oh, no. Ah.
He would have picked up some damage from that, surely.
Oh, no. All right. Yeah, so you can see... Here he is. As he makes his way up to the hairpin. And then he comes in through the corner, and then with the magic of the broadcast cameras, it gives us false hope as we prepare for the next corner. And then he decides, oh, wait a minute, I'm in Japan. Let's do this Tokyo Drift style. Whoa! I'll give him 7 out of 10 for the entry. But he loses 3 for the damage.
He's definitely limping that car home.
Oh, such a shame. He must not have noticed that it was set to dry as he came into the pits. So, there we go. Now, I'm going to stay on him for one reason and one reason alone. Tell me they put wets on.
I'd actually laugh if that's not
Yes, okay, they're wet tires. They're wet tires. That's okay. He had swapped to dries again. I would have just been like, bruh. Okay, so
I think Newell's the DC'd.
well, it's not. Yes, he is DC. He's got Max on his car, so. But he is leading this race. Go Newellbot. Safety car is in this lap. Oh, really? Oh, well, it's only 13 laps, I guess. All right, well, that safety car is away. So it's up to Newell's AI to basically restart this race. I'm going to jump back to, let's say, Jacob Meister.
Oh, Neil's AI is really holding the pack up. Have a look
Let's
at him.
have a look at this. Look at Newell's AI. The AI's like, now it's my time to shine. Everybody's crouched up. No, you can barely see on the onboard camera. They've gone across the line. The race is restarted. Will there be any overtakes? Seb makes the jump on combined there. Big Al still looking to have a bit of trouble. Jacob looks to go up somewhere. Everyone's got to be careful. Newell and Matoid are swapping positions. He throws his hand up in the air. What are you doing? Matoid says, passing you. That's what I'm doing. Oh, Matoid, catch that. Oh,
Good job.
woo. As Ali sets the fastest time there, 151.4. Combined, dropping up. Seb and Smitty both go down one.
Oh,
Matoid is fighting this car. Here we are on board with Potsy. You can see he's trying to get past the McLaren in front. Matoid's doing his best to just hold the car in a line. As we have a Sector 1, Sector 2 yellow flag. And Potsy makes the overtake on Newell. So the AI drops down again. Now, Potsy's going to want to try and chase down this Red Bull. Matoid is having a lot of trouble with that car and he's now DC'd. How is it that Potsy is the one that's still here?
I don't know. I don't know what he's done tonight to everyone else.
So Mattbot and Newellbot both now resting. Oh, Matoid is rejoined quickly. Let's jump to the middle of the pack here. On with combined. Lotus is retired from the session. It's an accident coming out of first corner. All right, so the rain has eased up. It is not as heavy as it once was, but it's still there. Ooh, Big Al's 10 seconds for cutting that limit.
He had a bit of a slip up, I think. I don't know if there was contact though.
All right, so Potsy is now in the lead of this race. Matoid is pretty much side by side though.
Jacob Meister looking to make a move on Big Al nearly.
Dan Camp getting the fastest lap there, 148.5. You can see how hard these guys are having it. Big Al, look at that, side to side. Does it again as they come through the snake. Japan is not a track conducive for rain. Seb's still in the pits.
Especially in these cars, they're snappy enough on the dry. They're snappy enough in the dry. In the wet, they're just absolute monsters to control.
Ooh, Jacob Meister hitting the track limit there. 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings. They come into the hairpin. One of the dangerous parts of the track because you feel like you've got the straight. You want to put on the power as it comes to 200R, but that inside and outside is so slippery. We saw it earlier. But they make it work. You can see the dry patch of the track. Down through the gears. So Apollo tries his best to not spin.
Smitty making some headway on combined.
He is catching up pretty quick through 130R. Well to keep off those curbs. Very, very slippery. On the brakes. Oh, combined! Catches the drift, though. As Apollo picks up a 3 second time penalty. There's the little bump, of which nobody likes. Oh, Smitty getting a little bit loose in the front. Catches it, though, and he's going to have no problem shooting past combined. Oh, combined breaks the toe, but that's not going to help him. Now he goes up on the outside. But not enough traction for Smitty to make it work. So combined will keep 7th place there. Let's see how much he's going to fight the wheel. This is ridiculous. Trying to drive in weather like this.
It's like driving on ice. It does look like it's drying up a bit, though.
Oh, yeet. Trademark.
Oh, no.
Again, doing what he's known for.
Lives up to his name. See, Lotus has given up and he's gone to dirt.
Jump up a big Al there. Sector 1, Sector 2, yellow flag. It's probably yeet there in the back. His mule is still AI. Big Al will make mincemeat here. Oh, does he catch him at 130 though?
Oh,
He does.
that was an impressive move by Big Al. Neilbot actually not doing too bad for a bot.
Oh, Potsy takes a fast slap. Matzoid immediately swats it down. 146.992.
Matzoid's on the hunt.
So it's been fairly clean now. Lap 7 of 13. We are past the halfway point. Jacob Meister, closest car on track, trying to chase down Neilbot. Seb, fastest lap, 144.9. I think the thing I like the most is Neilbot is catching Big Al. He's actually making some time.
He's doing alright for a bot. I don't know what the AI is set to, but he's
I believe
got
it's
some pace.
94.
94? Okay. You've got some pace behind
It's
him, correct?
94. Let's jump to the back end of the grid. Oh, have a look. Ali makes the move on Major as Major. It's track limit, 3-second time penalty. He's having some trouble in that car.
That's insult to injury.
Ali just takes it no problem at all. He'll jump up into 10th. Points for him if he can finish there. Look at Seb as well on the inside of the hairpin. Realizes the track is banked. We'll give him a little bit of gravity. As Nut gets unsettled. Ooh, Seb. Oh, who is that? Oh, don't fall back into the track! No! No!
No!
No!
I completely missed that.
Oh, you are kidding!
Oh,
You are kidding!
I completely missed that.
Let's have a look at the replay. My God! So there's Seb making the move. We swap back to Nut to see how the overtake happened, and then all of a sudden, a wild McLaren appears. He's rolling back into the track. Nut can't avoid. Major Payne loses a wheel. Apparently the front of Nut's McLaren made of adamantium. All he loses is a wing. Oh my God! That's heavy! That is a heavy contact! As you can see, Nut having to pull into the pits.
I agree with Mikau. How is that not a safety car?
Because we already had... Well, officially it's because we already had the VSC and the safety cars. And you can only have two, any 25%.
That makes sense. We have a bit of a train building up here.
Yeah, so combines. Very, very...
Apollo's catching Neilbot and Bandcamp's catching Smitty with combined right behind.
Up through the gears. They're getting braver as the rain starts to ease up. We've still got a few laps to go. You can see combined. He tries to he tests it, but he can't. I think Jacob's just lost 2 positions there. Is that an incident? The green light is on.
No, it didn't look like it.
So racing is continued. Oh, it's combined. No, he pulls it in. Well done.
He's driving on the edge.
Yeah, you can see him slide into the first part of the triangle. My lord.
Apollo looking to make a move on Neilbot.
Oh, Neilbot, look at that! Moving to the middle of the track. Apollo can't go anywhere. He bumps him. Feels no remorse. Apollo's trying to get past. But the AI is just like, nah. Don't wanna.
Very, very
Oh, Apollo, no!
Oh no!
Oh, he tried to fight. Had no traction there. Jacob Meister goes past. So does Band. So does Smitty. He loses 3 places. Oh, Neilbot. OP. Oh, 3 places there. Tried to follow close. Couldn't quite keep the traction down. That's cost him heaps.
Just looking at Revo's comment, pad OP.
It is. It would definitely be on in the wet, especially if you're running medium traction control as well. All right, so we jump up now to Bandcamp. Who's Smitty? Whoa! Oh, that was savagely up to the right. He's lucky not to have put that in the wall. So Bandcamp, see just how easy he's taking it around the corner. He's long up. Place on an 8th race.
Oh no!
Oh, wait a minute. Apollo's off again. Drops down. One more.
Loses it around Spoon. Almost as OP as the Red Bull.
The people want Neilbot cam. I'll have to give him Neilbot cam. Alright, here we go. Let's have a look at Neilbot. Lap 10 of 13. 3 laps to go. Potty still in the lead. But Matzoid is very close behind. 8/10 to be precise. Big Al, 7.4 seconds. So first and second in their own little race. And then here we have easily driver of the day, Neilbot. He makes his way around this track. Now, according to the rules, considering that Neil hasn't jumped back in the game, he obviously won't get points for this. But, regs aside, go Neilbot. Oh, Smitty and Bandcamp jumping each other as Smitty gets off the track. Band will make that into 6th.
Good
Jump
move
up
there.
too. Revo in the chat here, he's hitting all the apexes, good throttle control. Yeah, you got to admit, very good driver. Might be getting a call from Ferrari later in the year. We'll see how much he can go. Now here's Smitty trying to make the move back on Bandcamp. But not quite finalising it. Let's see. Band has really good control here through Spoon. Making a bit of a gap there. You can see Smitty's car is going sideways. His finite movements there. Just to try and keep the wheel as straight as possible.
Band actually does look very comfortable in the wets.
Here comes Jacob Meister now. He's on Newell with a massive brake check and swerves across the brake zone. Oh, and he picks up a 10-second time penalty. Oh my god.
Neilbot is actually OP. He's just killing everyone out there.
Have a look at the field of care and see that it is absolutely barren. Neil just don't give one. Oh, and that's going to push Jacob wider off the track as he tries to follow. Bandcamp's now in the mix as he tries to catch that car. Now he'll be on the outside as they move into Snake. Not a place you want to be, by the way. Jacob will pull back. Band will make the move. You can say what you want about all the driving here. Bandcamp doing well in the rain. Jacob trying to fight a Smitty trying to control the car. But Neil's just like, Neilbot, man.
Can Bandcamp topple the great Neilbot?
That's all this has come down to. Leader be damned. It's just like, who will topple Neilbot? We're about to find out here on board with the Red Bull of Bandcamp. Lap 11 of 13. Band has 2 laps to get this done. Oh, as you can see him fighting again as Smitty now makes a move on Jacob Meister. 5/10. Can he make it? Oh, a lot more speed through Spoon than the bot. So he should be able to catch him as they make it to the main straight. Oh, he might even get him through 130. Ah, there it is. Bandcamp the first to topple. David versus Goliath. As Goliath is felled. And Bandcamp will go through, and that's going to allow Smitty to catch up quite drastically, actually.
Good driving by Bandcamp there. He seems very, very comfortable in the wet.
Newell easily driver of the day. Yeah, but he's DOTD. He's driver of the decade. This game's only been out a year, but he's driver of the decade for sure. Nilbot pulling center-like accuracy in the wet. That was Polar Pepsi. 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. Bandcamp already putting a 1.3 second gap on the bot.
Ooh, Smitty nearly losing it.
The race now comes down to will the other two McLarens, now that Goliath has had a chip taken off the shoulder, can they now attack the giant? Ali making an overtake on Combined.
Combined must have had a bit of a slip. He was going very slow then.
They told me dry towards the end. I have determined that is a lie. It's definitely not getting worse, but it's not getting better. Alright, so Smitty getting a little bit sideways out of there, but he's got a decent time now between him. Combined and Ali still trading places as they come through the hairpin. Gonna have to dance between these guys, but that's okay. Let's see Ali. Ali's probably... Oh, Combined! Catches the car, though. However, he will lose so much speed because of it. And here comes a Red Bull. Into 130. No problem at all. Ali having a lot of trouble in that first race, but he seems to be holding it steady here in the rain. Oh, Polar Pepsi, 10 seconds. Smitty now takes down the giant. With 1 lap to go, can Jacob Meister do the same? Let's find out.
Very keen on climbing those curbs in the wet.
Oh, Jacob is so far on the inside of some of these curves. I don't see the logic, but he's still there, so see how it goes. And look at this. Smitty made the overtake, but Niels hasn't gone anywhere. Nielbot is just like, I'm here, mate. Look in your rear views. You can barely see, but I'm there.
Bot cam.
Let's jump on bot cam, actually. That's a really good idea. Here we are with the AI. Now, can Neil catch Smitty? Can Neilbot, catch Smitty by the end of this race? If so, I'm going to absolutely lose it. There will be t-shirts. There will be mugs. There will be so much merchandise.
All praise and great Neilbot.
Smitty absolutely burning it now. Straight out of there. The AI is really good in the corners, but not so much on the straights.
Jacob Meister getting...
Now here's a question. Look at this. Lee's now looking to make an entrance into this little battle. Potsi will take the win. Congratulations to you, sir. Matzoid in second. Jacob Meister makes the overtake on Newell. Now can Ali do the same? He's only got a couple of corners left to do it, but the AI goes much slower. Jacob's so far off the track, he might as well be in Narnia. Rejoins though. Now we're at the last triangle section. Can Ali squeeze past? Probably not. It's way too wet. And there they come. Oh, Jacob! Oh, but he manages to catch it. And there it is across the line. Newellbot, driver of the day, in 5th. Congratulations to you, sir.
What a race. That was fantastic to watch.
Oh, my God.
That was so funny.
All right, so Potsy in first. Big Al in second. Bandcamp fighting through the entire grid to make his way up into third. What a great drive. And you would have won driver of the day, sir. However, you were bested. You were bested by Nilbot, who was leading this race at one point.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Up in a 5th. Ali finishing in 6th there. Combined in 7th. Jacob Meister comes there in 8th. Apollo in 9th. Matzoid Very close behind 2 tenths for that matter in 10th. Seb in 11th, Nut in 12th, and Yeet trademark in 13th.
Nuts mowing the grass before he comes across the line.
Oh, he hasn't actually crossed the line yet?
No, he was mowing the grass out of Spoon.
Alright, let's have a look. Oh, Nuts just like, yeah! Whoa! Massive! He's in the pit. Oh, wait, no, he's, yep, oh, wait, yep, wait. There's the bump. And we're good. Oh, God.
Well, he knows how to finish a race, that's for sure.
Let's just see that one more time, shall we, people?
I
Here we
don't
are.
know.
On board. Takes the... That's grip hacks right there. Look at that. Ah, it needs corners. Then decides to drift over the line. Yeah! Boom. That's it. That's how you finish a race.
That is the optimal line, Mikhail. I agree.
That is how you finish a race.
Oh, what a fantastic race. That was so entertaining.
That was really, really good. Really, really good. All right, so congratulations to Potty. Thank you to great drive there, winning that. Big Al in second, Bandcamp in third. Great drive from you. Smitty in
Absolutely.
fourth. Let's Go Newlbot, fifth. Ali in sixth, combined in seventh. Great drive from everyone. Unfortunate for Yeet trademark. He had a couple of spins there. And of course, Major Pain, Lotus, and T-Mac all DNFing at the back there. Alright guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. I know we have, as usual. I'm Kuno Zero. This has been Psycho. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.
See ya.